to you live unless you are an audio listener. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to the 224th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As every week, I'm Log Power Slave, joined by Mylan Games to talk about game. That's it. That's all the energy I've got. I'm done. I'm cooked. Shut up. Stop clapping, people. And g'day.
Hey, man. It was a bit of a robot intro there.
I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something different because I don't know. I feel like we're in different times and we're going to cover some different territory today because... let's be honest, there's fuck all going on in Destiny, so and there's plenty going on fucking everywhere else to talk about. So
we're in one of those streams.
Wonder what those could be, those fucking things to talk about.
Oh, mate.
G'day everyone that's rocking up in chat, welcome. We didn't give you too much notice either. We kind of just fucked around and went, nah, live, go, and went. So if you're here already, good on you. And I'm glad you didn't have much on and could jump in. Hey, Bean Cobber.
Oh, look, I'm gonna. I might save it for the reason why I haven't been streaming just for a little bit longer. But I mean, when I was streaming this week, I did a new indie game called Death's Door.
How was that?
Yeah, really good. Really good. About 10 hours of gameplay. Didn't 100% it, but it's you're a little... It's a bit like... did you ever play Hollow Knight?
Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't played it, but I've watched you play it, so...
It's very similar to Hollow Knight from a top-down sort of perspective, rather than sort of side-scroller. But good. But great.
Brutally difficult?
No, not... It actually was like more of like playing for the story. Oh, shut up. Who's messaging me?
It's not me.
Yeah, fucking logs here. I've only got one friend. Oh, it's bloody Discord bot.
Discord bot?
Do the use live.
Can you write back to the bot?
No.
Fuck off, bot.
Shut
I'm
up.
on it.
I'm literally
interrupting.
Here.
This is it. This is how fucking Skynet starts. It starts with subtly interrupting podcasts and ends with us all being subjugated by robots.
Yeah.
It's real.
It was good though. It was good. I've been watching a lot of New World, but I haven't been able to jump in and play this new MMO by Amazon.
Didn't you give that? Is that the one you gave a spin a while back?
Yeah. I've already played it before, yeah.
It was in
by played, I mean I've already
whatever.
bought it. Yeah, it's beta now.
Isn't it also the one that was like fucking making people's incredibly expensive graphics cards explode?
Yeah, that was 3090s were blowing up, mate.
Yeah. I saw a particularly juicy meme that circulated that was it was a 3090 card, New World, and a fire extinguisher, and it was like eBay often bought together.
Like how
I'd be honestly, if you're out there and you got fucked by this, I am so sorry for you. Pretty EVGA 3090s. There you go. That's the make and the model. And
apparently they've been pretty responsive to replacing them. I mean, fuck that. I mean, after hearing that story, who's ever going to buy that brand again? No one.
Who's replacing them? EVGA.
Yeah. From what I've heard.
I mean, but like if they work with every other game, is it the fucking game or is it the card?
But this is the kicker, right? Because EVGA would probably say, well, it's only New World. And New World would probably say, it's only EVGA.
I don't know. But one of the companies has an owner that just shot themselves to the cusp of space. So they can definitely afford to replace people's fucking cards. So fucking there.
Has there ever been any precedent with
I don't know.
a game company replacing a component because of their game?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
You would have to sue them, surely. It would have to
it
be
feels like
like
a class action lawsuit, kind of like you know. We might that might come up a couple of times. Class action lawsuits and legalities and things. This podcast,
True.
I feel it in my waters. Whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, that's a scary prospect. I think Glad got done. That's like fucking it's a bit close to home.
I don't know the mechanism for them blowing up, but I did hear one thing about it. But it was on Reddit, so take this with a grain of salt. But it's something about one of the potential reasons I think is not capping frame rates in like title screens, and so the 3090 goes okay, and does like 90,000 fucking frames per second and just burns itself out if you don't have a frame rate cap.
That's like me at the pub.
And
yes, I'm going to bed. I'm dead.
And I guess you don't get a chance to do your settings unless you do it through NVIDIA or whatever. Have a frame rate cap. So maybe, I don't know, people can probably correct me on that. That's one of the things I read. I don't know how true it is or if that's a thing that happens, but
I'm going to give it the Mythbusters treatment and just say it's plausible anyway. It makes sense to me, so therefore we believe it. Mythbusters treatment, plausible. Thank you very much.
I forgot about Mythbusters. That was
the greatest show of our time.
That was a staple of.
It's basically my life before Destiny was Mythbusters and fucking Attenborough documentaries and playing guitar. That was it.
It's so predictable, man.
I'm just fucking boring as fuck. Don't mind me. Yeah, so I mean that happened. That's a thing. It was look, I've just been getting hammered at work. I'm just grumpy boy. That and like New South Wales finding colourful new ways to shit its pants with COVID has been pretty on the nose.
Why are you guys so fucked over there? You're like also
well, you want to know why we want to know why we're fucked. We're fucked because we've got incompetent leadership. And that's basically it. That and it's like, Delta, so it spreads quicker, but I don't know, man.
But
it's like every day, and I was talking to Jugsy just before we went live, and because I'm angry boy at the moment.
Yeah, I'll be angry boy
and
too.
People are. I'm sure you get the gist of that if you're on Twitter and whatever, and because I've just been lining people up, but I don't know, man. I just think that there's a whole thing. There's two things going on. One, like people whose businesses and livelihoods are being fucking destroyed by lockdowns aren't being appropriately supported. So they are finding ways to either skirt the rules or whatever to keep themselves fed, which is pretty fucked in a first world country where, like last time we went through this, we still had JobKeeper and all that sort of stuff. So it's the support's not there. That, and then I guess the other side of it is that some people are just entitled cunts and don't want to follow the rules. Or think they know better because they read a fucking Instagram post while taking a shit one morning about how vaccines are bad or something. I don't know. And if you're out there and you're listening to that and you're like, oh, I'm a bit offended, good, because you're a dumb cunt. Anyway.
Yeah, see, like the rest of Australia is like, what are you guys doing over? Like, we had an outbreak and we locked down and we're done. We're out of that. We're like literally a week. We're out. We closed it off, locked it off. And Sydney's like, oh, we'll do some half-ass lockdown.
Yeah, that's it.
By golly,
like, and everyone's here. Everyone was here going like, just lock the fucking joint down. Lock it down now. Go hard, go early. That's what Victoria did. Like. It has done with. Sorry, they didn't initially do it. Like with the first big lockdown, it took them. You drinking cocktail, you son of a bitch.
I'm drinking cocktail, yeah.
Good boy. So, obviously Victoria learnt their lesson. So, the first big long lockdown, they let things get out of control, and then subsequently they've just gone bang and fucking dealt with it, and they've done it again, and it seems to have worked. But honestly, our state government is just up the fucking shit. I don't know.
And now she's like, oh, we've, not admitting that they did the wrong fucking thing, and now they've got a full blown fucking Delta strain.
Yeah, and now it's huge. The lockdown's been going on for a month, and it's getting worse day by day.
Now now it's a national emergency because we didn't fucking do a lockdown quick enough, and we need everyone else's vaccines quick.
It's one of those things. Like, I mean, look, if you're just following you haven't like cyber stalked me to figure out where I live. I live in the sunny seaside hamlet of Newcastle, so I don't live in Sydney. I live north of there. It's much better than Sydney. Sydney's like a terrible place, full of, shit. But like the fucking council area immediately south of the one I live in is in lockdown. So that's like, I am next to it. So, I mean, I'm wearing masks and all that sort of shit, no matter where I go, all the time, everywhere. And like, that's statewide protocols, but I'm not in lockdown. I'm still going to work. So I don't have all that much to bitch about, except for like perpetually being embarrassed about how shit my state is handling this. And I don't mean my state as in like the people who live here, with the exception of the dickheads that are currently marching through Sydney. Fuck knows why. But just the state government, I don't know. They're just like, how fucking dumb are you? If anyone else is that shit at their job, they'd get the bullet. Like, you had one job. It was keep everyone safe from COVID. You've fucked it well and truly. Get out. Like...
Yeah, the irony is they're not decisive in the action to keep all the people that are going to get angry when you have a lockdown. But the irony is because they weren't decisive, the outbreak got worse, and now all these half-assed lockdowns are being extended, and now all the people that were going to be angry the first are even more fucking angry because it's a lockdown. Whereas if you just did fucking 5 days of a fucking lockdown, you may have got on top of it.
You speak nothing but sense, Mylan Games, and I love you for it. Look, I know that you are born and raised Western Australian. You could come over here and I would vote for you over these Muppets. Just on a pedestal of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in power and I'm actually just going to use common sense. Like, that's it. What? I'm not worried about industries or anything. I just want to keep people from fucking dying. And look, there you go. Mylan Games running New South Wales. I'm for it.
Maybe. Oh, do you want to tell me more about your week first? Because this might be a good way to segue into.
No, segue away. My week has been. I don't know. I mean, I played Sea of Thieves. Sassy made a really bad call, and we got sunk, and I got cranky. And like a bit more cranky than like me and you getting cranky at Sass. It's normally like a funny thing. This wasn't funny. This was me just being genuinely.
Was I there? Was I the one stalking you in Discord when that one happened? You're like, oh, mine's still here.
I can't remember. Yeah, but it might have been the night that you were still here.
Your cranky's not even cranky on Twitch. You just get a bit quiet.
See, that's the thing. But I don't let go of it. Like, you blow up and then you're like 10 minutes later you're fine. Where I just like.
It's fucking bathing it
on. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be opening anything in the post if I was Sassy, for example, because I might have like sent him a big fucking piece of shit through the mail, or who knows. So I'm a vengeful person, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
By my own scale, I spat the dummy, but I don't know. It was that was about it. That was the most eventful thing. I was just trying to concentrate on writing music. That's what I've been doing of late. Anyway,
people are asking me in my stream if you're writing music, and I was like, I don't fucking know. I hate music, and I hate Logs music even more.
I don't know. I hate music, and I hate Logs music even more.
Oh shit. So
fucking
look, I feel like our mood is the mood of the world,
right? Like, I mean, look,
is the mood of the world, like,
and to preface that, like, we in Australia have been super lucky with COVID and still are to an extent. So don't take this as us like having a big sook and playing our fucking tiny violin for ourselves. What Matt, like, we watched the rest of the world go through it and kind of sat here eating apples going, wow, that's fucked. Can't do much to help, and try to support friends where we could, but it's hitting home a little bit here for me now. But I think you're right in saying that across the world a lot of people are feeling pretty fucking tired of just about everything.
Yeah, and that's been one of the reasons why I haven't streamed the last couple of days, and it's sort of multiple incidences sort of all sort of build up, and it's not just my mental health I'm talking about. It's actually like Twitch chat's mental health, and because of the state of the world and because everyone is almost unanimously going through a pretty hard time, whether it's employment or otherwise. I mean, on top of, you know, mental health conditions people would have had before COVID came along, I've just found that there are some people that are really coming into a Twitch chat, not really to find a community or to contribute to the stream, but rather sort of just want to scream into the void.
Yeah, they just want to come
and so
in
you end up with like
come in and dump.
Yeah, and it's this like fine line, because as a streamer, you want to be empathetic towards your community. You want to welcome people. You want to listen. You know, like I want to hear people have had a bad day, but there's also a line between when someone comes in every day and it's, you know, it's really hard. And you sort of like, yeah, I understand it's really hard, but it's also very hard for me to continue trying to entertain when, because it sort of snowballs, like you pull a lot of people into that black hole because especially right now with COVID, like other people are feeling the same thing, and then all of a sudden you have like a chat that's quite dark.
I can see that it's something that, you know, it snowballs pretty quickly, because, you know, once something like that resonates with someone, you know, they're likely to respond and say, oh yeah, you know, like in kind. Yeah.
And like the hard thing is, if it can turn around and be productive, and we did have a case of that, but it was really fucking hard work for me to get it there as well. And I had to have this, I had to stop what I'm doing, stop what I was playing, and like have this really tough conversation. And I was like, and eventually we did get there, but oh man, it's like, it's not meant to be therapy either, right? And like I'm a registered occupational therapist, and I think gaming does a lot of good. I think Twitch does a lot of good. I think Twitch provides community and value and place for people to hang out, but its primary use shouldn't be a vent port.
Yeah,
I haven't. This is why I need to make a Twitter video. I need to sit down and like write these thoughts out, because it's such a fine line. Because the rebuttal is, oh, Matt, you fucking hate people with mental health conditions. Do you know what I mean? Like or like you're unempathetic, which is not the case.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's completely fraught with, like, you're nearly damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you're either an asshole for not listening, or and I think this is probably more often the case with you and I, is that you completely derail yourself and your ability to entertain other people to try and help the person that, you know, that needs help, right? But if that was, you know, you look at it in the context of, like, if it was, say, 6 people all playing video games together, right? And you were chatting and someone's like, oh man, fucking, you know, this is going on. And that's, you know, like, I'm fucking really copping it or whatever. And wherever they're at and they're talking about it, right? When it's 6 people or, you know, 3 people, whatever, it doesn't matter. If it's a closed group of people, right?
Yeah, if you're like a private Discord call or whatever.
You can handle it in that way, right?
Yeah. Because that's what you're focusing on, yeah.
Because that's it. But if you're, like, I feel like the economy of scale of something like Twitch chat, right? I think anything beyond like 10 people makes that nearly fucking impossible, right? Like sure, you say that, you know, you managed to get a reasonably good outcome out of some of it because you stopped what you were doing to focus on it and talk through someone's stuff, and that's great. But I don't think it's something that you can reasonably do every day forever without it, like, you know, like you yourself haven't streamed, right? Because you're trying to get your head around how to deal with this. So, like, that in a way stops you contributing positively to everyone who normally would turn up and, you know, laugh at Maddie struggling through a game and screaming or whatever the fuck you do.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one of those things where it nearly comes back to being, you got to be kind of tough to be kind, right? Like the thing that, like, I don't think anyone wants anyone to struggle, right? Like that goes without saying. But you can't, like, just because there's so many like so much potential for this to be happening all the fucking time that you just can't be there and be the guy that solves it all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think. I mean, we sure as fuck not going to talk our way to a solution. But
well, look, I just don't like. I think what I've come to is I don't really have an answer apart from just telling people this is what's going on.
I think the best you can do is just say like, look, I understand, and it's not that I don't care, but like in the interest of like the community and all of that, like, let's focus on finding a positive here rather than discussing the negative from somewhere else. And that's really what you can do, because that's all the stream is. It's a moment. That's it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's probably a really good way to get to that end point. And it was actually the reason why I really enjoyed YouTube and Twitch is I went from being an occupational therapist and helping like, you know, a handful of people in a day to potentially helping a lot of people through entertainment. You know, the amount of people that say they use videos for like help them sleep, you know, not joking, like I literally listen to your videos to help me relax.
It's an oldie bit of goodie, yeah.
It is an oldie bit of goodie. But, you know, like, and that same passion is also like frustrating because if I upload a non-Destiny Law video, those same people that are reliant on me for basically non-pharmacological therapy.
Yeah.
I need Maddie to be uploading so I can go to sleep. Are the same people that react violently when I don't upload a LordTube, you know?
Well, I mean, look, we've even seen a little bit of that. We even seen a little bit of that with the podcast. Like, and like people, when are you doing the podcast? Like, because we had a couple of weeks off where you were away and it was a bit hard to line things up. So, you know, and I think that like, I fucking hate disrupting things because I know that it forms people's routine, and I'm that kind of person. Like anyone would know that like I stream like very specific times and that's my routine, and on the other days I'm doing other shit with my time that's important. I respect that, and I guess that's the role we can play in like enriching someone. Like I wouldn't say that this podcast seriously enriches anyone's life, but like if it's something that amuses you while you're fucking at work or taking a shit or whatever you're doing, and it improves your day in even the most infinitesimally small way, then we're happy to do it. And you know, the same goes for your stream. I think the other thing is that like the sense of community that you build in a stream is that like, you know, maybe you as the streamer aren't the person that solves someone's problem or helps them talk through it. But in your stream, there's 100 other people there sitting watching that maybe if they see something that, you know, they've been through that's similar or resonates with them or whatever, then shoot someone else feel free to like shoot someone a whisper or whatever. It doesn't need to be dealt with in the main like thoroughfare of everyone else just talking about video games, I think. But by all means, go and fucking help people where you think you can. I think that's an important part of it as well.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what I want to direct people to is to maybe do more DMs or whispers and let people know that they had something, you know, similar happen or whatever, because you don't want to. That's a hard line. You don't want to squash it. Like if someone, this is the therapist coming, if someone's bringing up something and they want to talk about it, as a therapist, I feel super guilty with crushing it. But I also know that if we get too deep in it on stream, we won't be able to pull it back to an entertainment value, which a lot of people are probably tuning in for.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're there for, right? For a laugh, and that's what it's about. But it's such a hard juggle, and it's one of those things that like. And I'm with you. I'd have a real hard time if someone was trying to talk to me about something that they're seriously facing, just going, look, man, you know, that sucks. I'm sorry, but like, whatever. Like, I can't do that. I'm not that dude. I've had to sit and think through because this has been boiling for a couple of days, and there's been conversations that we've had about it. Well, not you and I, but me and the boys and whatever. I've been trying to get my head around it. Like, how do I deal with that when that comes up? Because I've never ever done a good job of it, and I think it's one of those things I'll probably continue to do a bad job of because it's fucking hard. It's very difficult.
Yeah. So there you go. I honestly didn't stream for that reason of just sort of going around in a circle and being like, don't know. I need to sort out in my head what my plan is for this kind of stuff, and it's similar to working in health, and the fact that when you get home from a big day of working as a therapist, you end up just taking on people's issues because the job inherently requires you to be empathetic.
Yeah, and that's what makes you good.
You
at
wonder
it to
why
begin with.
most doctors are fucking cunts. Because I guarantee you, firstly, it's because they're at the top of their profession. And secondly, it's a protective mechanism because if you make friends with all your patients, man, some of them die and it fucks you up.
This has definitely been the bleakest this podcast has ever been. We've gone from COVID into like dealing with depression on stream, and I know where we're going next. It's not going to get any better.
Because it's hard stream.
But honestly, we could turn up and we could not talk about any of this shit, right? We could just talk about fucking Destiny or whatever else. But I think that we give a shit, and that's why we want to talk about it. It's not easy, and there's no fucking keynotes or bullet point answers to it. It's just, it is what it is, and it's a fact of life. The other thing that happened this week, well, it wasn't even this week really, it was like 2 days ago, where the fucking details of the state of California's lawsuit against Blizzard Activision came out, and a whole heap of disgraceful fucking details about the fucked culture in the office, and I think it's in Santa Monica, came to light.
Is it at like actually the Activision offices, or is it at companies that made?
No, their head
Is
office.
it at like?
I think that's their head office, like their
right.
There.
So what, like people working on Call of Duty? Like I don't actually understand how.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Like,
I don't think there's been a breakdown of like what the people were actually working on. I know that one of the guys involved is like really high up in WoW. He's like one of the like lead producers in WoW. That he was one of the few people that was named specifically. He's apparently like a fucking douche lord, for want of a better fucking term.
Did you see Alana? She used to work at IGN.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't see any.
And now she works for, I can't remember who she works for now. That's how I sort of found her, I think. Probably some IGN stuff. But she posted a video on Twitter about her experience working in just tech and technology. It's fucking awful, mate.
I don't know. I mean, I've worked in fucking literal like blast furnaces, right? Like that's what I do for a living. It's not what I'm doing right now, but like I'm a metallurgist. So I worked in steel plants where the amount of fucking like low skill labor and stuff is super high. Like, guys that don't have much of an education but do a really fucking hard job, right? And I look at this sort of shit, right? And I'm like, that wouldn't fly 15 years ago in a fucking steelmaking plant. Like, someone would have been sacked over that. How is it in fucking 2021 it's happening in fucking video games of all things? I can't get my head around it. It fucking baffles me that this shit is still going on.
Yeah.
It does my head in. Like, I don't know. I hope that they get absolutely fucking wrung for it. I hope that they run through that company and fucking heads roll left, right, and center because of this shit. And I hope that the people that have been fucking on the wrong side of it find some fucking resolution in that. and the industry as a whole works its way forward. But I think that like the scary part of it is now like the fucking knock-on effect of it, right? Like I've seen incidents of people who like fucking WoW streamers like being press ganged by people. Oh, you got to boycott the game now. You can't fucking play WoW anymore, right? And I think that that's the scary part of this isn't necessarily like, I'm trying to think of how to word what I'm trying to say. It is just how fucking widespread that like one fucking cockhead's actions are, right? Like now, not only is it the victim directly, which is that like that's fucking woeful that it ever happened to begin with, but now we're talking like people being fucking put upon to more or less quit their fucking jobs and all this sort of shit. It's fucking insane.
This is like this is the same conversation of separating a similar conversation when it comes to boycotting. I mean, I don't think boycotting is the right word because they've done something truly horrific. But the idea of not consuming a product because of that. So, you know, it's like when a music artist has something controversial happens, whether it goes to court or not, and then whether you still listen to the music or not.
And you go, fucking dickhead, not buying his albums or whatever.
I think a lot of people go, oh, just don't buy their games. But those people probably don't play those games anyway. Like, I'd be interested to see all the Destiny.
For me, like that was my reaction to it. Was like, well, fuck ever loading.
If it's
up
happening in Destiny,
again.
I guarantee you probably still play Destiny.
I don't know.
I'm not you. I'm saying that out loud as the devil's advocate. Like for a lot of people, they're like, and maybe you wouldn't. I mean, it's hard when it's your job, like it would be for my job. Like I'm just thinking, what would happen if it was Bungie? Would I stop making? Would I go, okay, I'm gonna, Danny, you got to pay the entire rent for the rest of it. I need to rebuild my business, which has been 7 years in the making, and after just going full time.
But like that's the thing. You look at like WoW or fucking I don't know, like I guess to some extent too, like COD. Like they've got some massive franchises that people literally have a livelihood based on. And you know, like, how the fuck do you deal with that? I mean, like, we're lucky in the sense that, like, I mean, if Destiny was still being made under Activision, and like this would be a very, very different fucking decision for us to make. Like, Activision for Destiny and its community and Bungie has been like the shit thing that we've left in the rearview mirror a couple of years back, and sort of gone, well, thank fuck that's over. I think, you know, for us, it's super easy to just go, oh, fuck Activision, because they don't make anything that I give a shit about at the moment anyway. I think we're lucky with Bungie that are sort of super, you know, like it. If you want to know where Bungie stand on things like this, go and fucking read Pete Parsons' tweets over the last 2 days, and I think you get a fucking fair handle on, you know, at least from the very top level, the way they view this shit. It's just so fucking backwards. It's I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm just really fucking angry, and
yeah.
I think like how do you fucking progress from this? Like I feel like obviously there's not going to be some big name and shame event where they just sack all these people and like he's the dude who did this. Fuck him, get out. So they're always going to live with the shadow of this now, and the only way to turn it around is for I don't even know that you do turn it around now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. I don't know that you do. I think that I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what comes of the court case, because if they're found fucking guilty of it. Ooh.
The sad thing is they'll wait a while, it'll blow over, they release a new game, it will bite.
Yeah. I'm just glad that I don't know. I mean, obviously the tech industry has a fucking issue with this sort of shit, which I don't know. It seems surprising, but it shouldn't. You know, it's humans being fucking garbage, and that should never be surprising. But I'm glad that at least that there seems to be some change, right? Like there are companies out there that seem to want to go about this the fucking right way. So hopefully they can draw the genuine talent and good people and succeed, and others can, you know, like I don't give a fuck if bloody Activision goes ass up tomorrow. It wouldn't make a difference to me. And it'd be a fucking pretty massive example for what happens when you fuck with this shit and get it wrong. And maybe that's what needs to happen. You know, Activision dwindles and dies, the biggest fucking games publisher of the last 20 years, because they couldn't keep their fucking affairs in order.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because it's like, and all the people that do work there that have done the right thing maybe, or haven't, you know. I mean, that's why I guess this investigation needs to take place and have a look at how widespread it was and all their processes and the thing is, it's like it seemed like a culture. Fucking cultures are very hard to change.
That's it, and that's like I'm like some of the examples in it were fucking like I can't believe that flies in a workplace anywhere ever. like some of it was fucking shit that I would have like even a decade ago gone like this can't be happening anywhere. Like surely not.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like the whole alcohol side of it, like maybe it's just time to go, look, you know what? You don't need grog in the workplace. Just get rid of it. I haven't worked anywhere where there's been alcohol in the workplace for 15 years, right? And it hasn't hurt me at all. Do you drinking on your own time, for fuck's sake? Yeah. And look, to touch on Sass has brought up probably the most difficult part of it all is that like there are good people who work there, and the victims of these actions, some of them probably still do work there. So, you know, if you're putting them out of a job too if you sink the whole ship. So what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, I think the main thing is that it doesn't blow over. And I just hope that it keeps getting covered and the lawsuit keeps getting covered and people keep informed about what happens and that it can ensure that change takes place.
Yeah. I think that's all you can get out of it. Fucking hell. All right. Is there anything good happened this week? No.
Probably not, mate. Wasn't the 12? I haven't even read it. Is it short?
Yeah, it's fucking pretty short. Oh boy, I read it about 10 minutes before this podcast started. So look, there really is only one thing in the 12, and it's good news. So we'll get to that. Let's do it right now. Here's the pointless sting. I spent 5 minutes editing that, and it's probably seen more mileage than any other piece of content I've created. So good on you, Sting. Go you, good thing. Here's the one thing in the 12 that I care about. Under the heading Unraveling the Synthstrands. It says, since the launch of Season of the Splicer, we've been monitoring reception and behavior around our new armor synthesis system. Today, we'd like to review a minor update around the system's currencies. Can you see where this is headed, Maddie? Can you see where it's headed? Effective at the start of Season 15, we will deprecate the passively earned world currency, Synthstrand, that was used to... They're getting rid of a currency. They're getting rid of it. Go on, fuck off. Synthstrand was used to purchase armor synthesis bounties from Ada 1. In its place, these bounties will be purchasable for 10,000 glimmers. That's good. We don't need these.
Wait, what?
Now you can just buy the bounties from Ada with glimmer rather than needing to get a fucking MacGuffin fucking item just randomly. You know, everyone's got fucking shitloads of glimmer. There's
okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. It says, our hope is that this change reduces the time needed for you to earn 10 synth weave tokens per each class per season. So, I don't know. There was a lot of like fucking conjecture around how the synth weave, fucking synth strands were earned to begin with, whether they were timed or what. I think getting rid of it, replacing it with glimmer is a fucking good change. So, I still don't think armor synthesis is quite where everyone wants it to be, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, and more importantly, something to be happy about in what's been a shitty week around the world, everywhere, for everyone.
You know what I thought of when they did this?
What?
It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
Yeah.
When I did work on health, I can't remember who told me this, but it was this is such a random way of thinking about it. This is what literally popped in my head, probably because we're talking about health, is that a good doctor doesn't add more medication, but looks at what they can remove.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like this. Removing currencies from Destiny, I feel like will improve the health of the game.
Yeah, I think it's also a false dawn in a way, right? Like, because they are the doctor who prescribed us the thing that we didn't really need to begin with. So it's kind of like, now we're like, yay, this is good, where it kind of just could have been something that never happened to begin with anyway. So
yeah, there's a bit of like cynical in me, which is like,
oh, dude,
put in the most like egregious system as you could possibly think of, and then
peel it back,
dial it back. Yeah.
That's a pretty well-worn trope too. That fucking works. All you've got to do is crush everyone's hopes, and then you repeal that. Fucking make it feel better after the fact. The other thing in the TWAB that I did check out, because it immediately caught my attention, is the movie of the week this week is someone has made Deep Stone Lullaby in GarageBand, and it's basically just MIDI, and that was the reason that I clicked on it was, but it is fucking actually really impressive. So if you like your Destiny music, jump in and check that out. I'm not sure who actually made it. I don't know I haven't clicked through it, but definitely worth your time. And like, dude, it's Deep Stone Lullaby. It's fucking, anyway, great song. Yeah. So look, there's not much in the 12. Destiny's pretty quiet. I'm the Mylan Games of this fucking stream now. I haven't played Destiny since, I don't know, like a week and a bit. I definitely haven't played Destiny since I was last on this podcast, so I am now a fraud.
I think I might be getting back into it.
What? Like, what are you doing? Tell me, because I need motivation.
Look, I mean, on top of all the stuff I talked about already, then I've just been yo-yoing with what I should do on stream. It's been way harder than I thought it was going to be to sort of decide. And I think one of the reasons I haven't really gone for a goal, I haven't really set a goal. I've just been doing whatever, which has worked in the past, especially when I played Halo, because that was like the best fucking what if I just did this crazy thing and it worked out being fucking great. But, you know, I think when it comes to, you know, I think a lot about this. This is my full-time job, and I'm at the point of probably entry into making it a career, but it's definitely not a stable career yet. And you sort of got to start to really get up to the top of your directory to be in that space. So making a plan to do that, and thinking about how I get people from YouTube to not consider me just as the lore guy. And I haven't really uploaded Twitch highlight videos.
I think you need to do that. Like, look, here we go, right? I'm going to open up chat. So if you're in chat and you've got shit you want to say it. But me and Matt are just going to talk freeform garbage, and if you would like to add to our garbage, you can feel free to do so. This is me and Matt like monetizing our friendship. We always talk about that, but look, this is just this is basically what happens when the fucking we're not streaming, except we're gonna stream it.
Yeah, I mean, and one of those video ideas I've already got. I need to do it. I just need to do it now, which is why I'm so fucking grumpy today, because I spent 4 days making a video on Shayura. It's a fucking weird word. Shayura's Wrath, which I can tell you about in a sec. The SMG from Trials. It's fucking really good lore. Like I'm talking Dredge and Yor Shin Malfur version of this generation.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. Fuck. Maybe
So I thought it was a
that
standalone. Yeah, we can talk about that. I thought it was a standalone piece. There's 15 lore entries from Season of the Chosen I missed, didn't cover.
Wow.
All in the Trials of Osiris gear.
Oh, the most accessible, easy to get stuff. If you're just listening to the audio only version of this podcast, I threw up a very patronizing thumbs up.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, how did I get on Shreya?
You're talking about creating.
You know me. I've been going through this idea about GMs and if I like them or not. And then I didn't tell you. I actually had a fun time playing GMs on stream.
Wow.
And it was very socially orientated. It was one of the. I think it was the main reason I liked it. Was pretty much I got Twitch chat to help me, and we got in Discord and we just talked.
That's a win. That's like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but then I was like, well, what issue do I have with jams? And I think I keep coming back to this idea that I want a lasso version in Halo, a lasso version in Destiny. I want to be able to do hard solo content, select the difficulty and modifiers to get some sort of reward of some sort. I don't know. I want something a bit tougher, something repeatable after you're in solo flawless dungeons. Like, how do you make the content they've got, which are basically strike missions, into some sort of solo content?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, there's no formal way of doing it, that's for sure. Like, you can handicap yourself by choosing different guns and stuff, I suppose. Is that what you mean? Like, you're trying to figure out a way that you can make your own lasso, like making your own McDonald's at home?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's part of the way. Yeah, so I haven't quite formulated it yet, but what Lasso taught me is I actually do really like hard solo content like that, and I don't think and what GMs taught me is GMs are not meant to be done solo. There's too many things, like you could do them, but
yeah, it's just there's too many hard blocks in it. I think is what it, you know, like mechanically they're clearly not designed for that in any way. Yeah,
mechanically they're not like when you get 3 of 1, you have all 3 champions. Like,
yeah, you fucked.
There's no flexibility in how you solve that problem. You have to use what's available to you in the artifact to get those problems solved. So look, there's a video there. I'm still sort of playing on that idea. I've got another idea though. And I think this is fucking poggers, so don't steal it, okay, kids?
Well, me? All right. Yeah, no one listening. I'm way too lazy to steal anything, so you don't need to worry about that.
Right. I've done, you know, a lot of lore quizzes in the past. And then I was thinking, you know, there was a bit of that fad where the big streamers were doing like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? And they were like getting other streamers in and doing quizzes or doing like math questions. That I was like, why don't I do in the Destiny community? I'll get me friends along, you know, maybe Watts, maybe some other people, and we do a fucking like a round robin like Destiny lore quiz. It could be really fun.
I think if you can find a way to like get a responsible amount of alcohol involved in that, it would be a genuine good time. Right? Like there would be a lot of laughing going on. But like, what's your benchmark? Like, are you smarter than a what? Like,
are you smarter than a bife? I don't know.
That's setting the bar pretty fucking high, don't you think?
No, it's just seeing who within the lore community, not even the lore community, who within the standard Destiny streamer directory, like who's a top lore nerd without us knowing. That's it.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know, what happens if you get like Riot, Watts, Chevy into a pub quiz? And you ask them questions, and like, you know, question
like I would be genuinely interested in that. Eds has also dropped another little nugget in there. I started watching Drunk History through the week. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's basically they get people to like describe historical events while they're shit faced, but then they get actors to act it out like to their narration that they made while they were shit faced. It is fucking gold. You will love it, especially like it's. I mean, it's an American show, but it's very on up our alley. I think I would love to see Destiny drunk lore and drunk people trying to explain Destiny lore. And I think that there's somewhere in the middle is a really fucking great middle ground.
We were ahead of our times because remember for very small moments I was uploading me explaining lore to you. It was like dummy lore, dummy thick lore.
Yeah.
And people didn't like it.
Nah,
but now
that's probably because I was in it. What, this is challenging. You know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what it culturally is? Is like people who are on your channel want to feel like they know everything about fucking lore. And there's a big bit of like you explaining things to me like the moron I am that runs very contrary to that. It's just be like, I don't know. It's like watching someone learn to play an instrument when you know how to play it. It's just like, no, you idiot. What are you doing? So,
I mean, I think that needs to be my goal because I keep switching to other games and to be honest, I haven't really uploaded Twitch segments to my YouTube channel. And I think that I need to give that a good attempt first because I almost for a moment was like, fuck it. I'm just going to know life new world. Do you know, like here's some advice for anyone trying to break into YouTube or Twitch, right? Something like New World. It's the top of the directory in Twitch right now, more than Call of Duty. It is a new MMO. It's by Amazon, right? The risk with covering a new game is if it's going to flop or if it's going to fail. If it's going to flop or if it's going to succeed. The thing is, if you wait to start making content on a new franchise until you know it's successful, you've missed the bus.
It's too late. Yep.
It's too late. True. The people who are successful in Destiny right now are the people who started covering content months before Destiny released. All the news articles, all the concepts, all the things, everything. The dados and all that were all covering Destiny. And when it launched, they were there. And something like New World presents another opportunity if you're trying to be a YouTuber or Twitch streamer to get there. Like, for example, I did a quick YouTube because I was seriously going, you know what, maybe I should do this. And it means I need to start now. It means I need to put all my lore stuff on the back burner and learn everything I can about New World in the next month before it gets released, right? And so I was doing a little bit of research and to do something like a how-to video. You know, one of the things is fishing. I was like, how to fish. Like the third search down was by someone with like 100 subscribers. You know?
Yeah, but they would have got like a bomb worth of views on it. It was like,
yeah,
I noticed that with fucking Valheim, man. Like, and you think that was kind of like in the grand scheme of things, pretty flash in the pan. But there was some like real small channels that did super good out of that.
Yep.
I just like if that's, I guess if you're looking to make a career out of it, you've got to do that. You've got to be
100%.
You've got to try and catch that lightning in the bottle when it happens. And, you know, maybe you don't really have a choice. I think that like a lot of people too sort of build a bit of a following in one game and then move to another when it's like in that kind of really explosive new phase.
Yeah.
And
well, look at like something like MTash and Genshin Impact.
Yeah, Genshin. That was exactly what I was thinking of. Like that was super massive and great for him, and he's managed to diversify off the back of that.
Yeah.
I think
the hard thing for me is like I'm obviously in this state of change where I want to diversify, and I know I need to diversify, and I know I need to jump off the cliff and just try different stuff. But I am also at risk of just going too hard too soon, and I'm sort of like my market and my niche is very, 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 very niche. It's not like it's not just like Destiny, it's Destiny lore.
Yeah.
Like one of one of two. I mean, there's more than two people, but like, you know, it's myself and Bive, and then you got all the people from Ishtar Collective, and Joker. You know, there's a handful of people that regularly cover Destiny lore with an audience, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah.
No, I mean, but like that's the challenge of it, right? Like that's the hard part is to break out of that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think,
and then
like,
you look at something like Aztec Cross, right?
Do it.
Yes.
Because
that's the point.
The thing that everyone that listens to this podcast and everyone that turns up to your stream knows is that Matt is a pretty funny cunt. And he yells out a lot, and he's absolutely nothing like his lore persona, which has been basically the fucking running theme of 224 episodes of the Destiny Down Under podcast, is that, like, this is you. So, I don't know. I think, like, no matter what you do, you're going to cop shit from people that are a little bit challenged by it, but fuck them.
Yeah.
Do it.
But, you know, I think something that is not too much of a change, you know, it's like we sell hammers and now we sell nails. Not like we sell hammers, now we're selling fucking hamburgers. Do you know what I mean? Like it's people come, they
Mate,
and like,
hey,
oh,
you take that back. Think about Bunnings and fucking Bunnings snags. They got nothing to do with each other. They're perfect. Take it shit down the throat of all your ideas. Cop that.
But anyway, I need to do it, and I'm super struggling with time management. I fucking Twitch. The thing is, it's apart from this week, it's usually really fucking enjoyable because you are playing games, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to stick to a routine and get off, especially if you lots of people show up. It's really hard to go, you know what? I gotta fucking go make a YouTube video because that fucking is boring.
Oh, dude, that's one of the hardest things that, like, for me to manage, even in my like small little bubble of the shit I do, is going to bed. Like the amount of times I'm having a great time, I'm having fun, I look at the clock and it's fucking midnight on a Monday night and I'm gonna get up and go to work the next day and I'm like, fuck. Nah, it's all right. Like the classic power slave. Oh, I'll play one more, plays 5 more. Like, it's hard, man. I can't imagine. I would not be able to do it in the middle of the day. I'd just be like, nah, fuck it. Every day I'd be like, nah, fuck it, and I'd never get anything done. So that's me goals is to stick to my schedule a bit more. I will play Destiny because I want to find something fun, even in the downtimes. If I can make content now, I mean, geez Louise, you know, laughing.
You can make content any time that is non-lore related, and see if we can hoodwink some of the lore hobbits from YouTube to come over to a live event.
I think it's a good. I really like that idea. I think it's good. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I think it's good, and it's something that we've done really kind of shitty with the podcast over the last year. Is we've been sort of like we've settled into this kind of like, it is fucking easy for me and you to turn up and talk to each other each week. It's getting a third person on that adds that level of complication that life's just kind of too busy for. But it's something that we kind of need to swing back into. I was going to say something that's left me. What we might do, if you've got 15 pages of lore stuff, I reckon next week, what about we try and do a little bit more lore focused fucking episode, right? We'll talk through that. And because I don't want to fuck people over and be like, hey, guess what? It's an hour into the podcast. Let's talk about this for 5 minutes. After like listening to all the misery that we've talked through, and then be like, hey, see yous, fuck off. We'll do a proper episode. We'll do a proper episode on it next week and focus on it, because I think that, like, there's not much else going on, so we might as fucking well. If you're rocking on in chat and you've got anything you want us to discuss before we wrap up, please punch it in. Use your little fucking fingers like this. Type like a fucking boomer with your index fingers and type it out. Push enter, and we'll.
My dad types like that.
My dad types like that too. I've tried to teach him. He's retired now. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Same.
And he, like, I showed him how predictive text on his fucking iPad works, and I'm convinced that he hasn't typed out a full word in fucking like a year now. Of course, Chook types like that. Chook plays games like that. That's why he's so shit at him. He's holding the W key with one finger, and then I need to strafe. Takes his finger off the W key, he puts it on the D key. just doing these ones.
I've got someone we can raid.
Who are we gonna? Oh, all right. Matt's calling it. You weren't quick enough.
No. I was just letting you know, because I know sometimes you start looking now.
Send me a message.
Okay.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Tell us. Wait, I thought you said we weren't doing the law story. Are we doing the law story?
No, next week. Look, you can wait. I don't know what Jugsy's on about. He's just trying to fucking derail it. Jinxie says he really liked to explain the law to log. He thought that was good. So I mean, that's one person. It's probably not enough to base a career on, but I'm gonna go.
I saw someone who didn't follow me, by the way. I mean, you can't make comments on law and not follow me. I mean, come on.
Fucking really? That's where you're gonna draw the line. Like, for you to have a valid opinion on law, you need to follow Myelin Games.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, you are a very non-abrasive human in that context. Like, you know, you're pretty mild, so you don't give people too many reasons to be like, this guy's a fuckwit. Unlike the other 50% of this podcast.
Anyway, they said that is there any law people that I was like you were saying, like drunk history or whatever. Is there any law people that explain law like with a bit of comedy? And in my head, I was like, mate, me community gets upset when I pronounce a word incorrect. They fucking don't. They don't like it.
They don't like it when I talk about the hive tithing being fucking basically the Hillsong Church and shit. They don't like it. They don't like just base level. They don't even like analogies.
Laura's serious work, no room for comedy. Yeah. It is.
I did try and do like comedy law way back in the day, like years and years and years and years ago, like D1. And I, like I do with most things, just did it once and then gave up because it was too much work.
But do you know where I could put it?
Where?
You know, did you see me YouTube short?
Yeah.
Probably didn't.
No, I haven't seen you. I haven't seen yours, but I am very aware of YouTube shorts.
So I made a YouTube short.
Yep.
To promote my Aphrodite video, and so
how
it
do
was.
They work? How do they work? Do they live on your channel, or are they like fucking transient?
Yeah, dude, I spent a whole day working out how this shit works. So they go into your YouTube videos essentially, like your content tab of your YouTube studio. The way that they're displayed depends on like a number of things, because technically you can upload a video on your PC, and if it's under 60 seconds and it is in the correct format, it has a chance to be displayed as a YouTube short. And the YouTube short,
even if you don't submit it as such, or is it there's no direct way to submit it?
Yeah, okay. Basically, and I think that's all it really does when you upload it from your phone. Because the thing is, you only have limited editing on your phone. So what I'm doing is recording it on my phone so all the dimensions are correct. Then like editing it on my PC, re-exporting it in the same format, file type and dimensions. And then uploading it from my phone so make sure it goes through as a YouTube short. But people were telling me that they actually got a notification like they would with a video notification.
That you'd done a short.
Yeah.
How did it go? Can you get metrics on it and all that kind of crap?
Yeah. I mean, only got like 4,000 views or something, but like, I don't know if that's good or not.
So shorts, like I read, is basically YouTube trying to be a bit TikTok-y.
TikTok-y. Yeah. But I think they're going to be good. And they're only 60 seconds. So you could do your stupid, like put it this way. I don't want to say who it is because I don't think we like them, but I've seen some shorts that like, I'll tell you who it is afterwards. I've seen some shorts that like just a stupid Destiny skit about, you know, Destiny not having good fucking anti-cheat
like,
software, and it has like 50,000 likes on it.
Yeah. I'll say this. When I first found out what TikTok was, like 2 years ago or whenever it came out, and I thought it was just some shit platform of like that makes my daughter dance like a weirdo all the time. I didn't like it. I thought this is going to die and I want it to die and I don't like it. But I actually like, especially like D Flawless and stuff. Like he's I don't know. I mean, there's just something like lighthearted.
Oh, so he does great stuff. He does great stuff.
His stuff's fucking great. Like, I mean, some of it isn't, you know, like I'm clearly not the target audience for some of it, but for the most part, it's just like, I feel like maybe it's a better medium for like just lighthearted shit. Like just like more transient in the moment.
Yeah.
Stuff. And like, so I missed that entirely. I didn't get that at all. You know, call me a fucking boomer or whatever you want. It was not something I gave a shit about. But so now I'm kind of going like,
I could definitely put Twitch highlights on there too, because I feel more comfortable putting stuff that's not just lore in there. I'm gonna see if I can do more Twitch. I did like a lore quiz last time on the shorts. Like in this video, what's the answer to this? Essentially, A, B, or C. Like that's what my last short was, and then like the answers in Aphrodite's video, essentially.
So you were prick teasing people into watching another video with a video.
Yeah. Yeah. Classic.
And engagement baiting for people to like write the answer. I love the way your brain works sometimes. Fucking cunning.
While you're here, you
while I'm picking Matt apart.
So I've got to do more of them, but like I think, you know what, I've said it to myself many times. If I don't completely veg out on Sundays, I have a bad week. And last Sunday, I spent all day working out YouTube shorts, to put a 60-second clip up. And I've had a bad week.
I'm gonna give you a challenge. I want you to do nothing but watch Drunk History tomorrow. It's on Netflix. Oh, maybe it's not. It's on Jetsflix, so you can watch it there.
It's not a YouTube thing, right?
And no, it's not. It's like a fully. I mean, fucking Jack Black's in it. It's there was a budget.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's like a proper TV show. The other thing I watched last night. I watched bloody Bo Burnham's Inside, and that was one of those things that I'm like, everyone's fucking talking about this. I have no idea what it's about. It is fucking great. It's a dude in his house, a comedian. Bo Burnham was like in lockdown, self-produced an entire fucking. I don't know. It's not really a musical, but it's so full of music that it might as well be. I don't know. I can't really describe it. It's basically like a lockdown project that he did, and it's all these songs that he's made and like filmed himself, and it's incredible. It's I was talking to Rachel about it last night, and I said like this is gonna go on to be one of those things that like people will rewatch to remember how fucking weird this period of history was, because it's so it's worth a watch. It's like an hour and a bit long. I think it's definitely worth it. But yeah. Anyway. Did you send me that message? Fucking
yeah.
It's been a week.
On Discord, that chat. It has been a week, and look, I'll be back on Sunday night, Monday morning, depending where you live in the world, with a fucking meaty lore video about Shayura's wrath and how she might be the next Shin Malphur. At the moment, unedited, it's 41 minutes. I think once I take out all my mistakes, it'll probably be another 30-minute video, similar to Aphrodite. And
fucking hell, really?
Yeah.
And like shit that we didn't even know about, or you didn't know about. Not that I'm judging.
That I don't know why I never read it. I just never read it, man. And it's good. It's really good.
There you go. All right. Well, Matt, where is the law going to find people this week? That's important. It won't find you because it's in fucking lockdown in Sydney. Get fucked.
There you go. It won't find you. It's in lockdown in Sydney.
It's in lockdown. All right. See you next week. Fucking hang around for a raid and I don't know. Just take it easy, hey. Try and laugh.
Bye.
Bye.